Ensure that you have your schedule all ready and you have plan A, plan B, and plan C for the courses that you'll be taking. I mentioned this because your time ticket, you'll be able to register at that date and time, but sometimes courses close or the specific section that you want might close too. Next, what I'll be doing is going over some registration resources. So in reverse order, we have me, your academic advisor. We have SIS, which is the Student Information System. And then we have YACS, which is a course scheduling tool that basically allows you to see mock schedules for the different classes that you want to take. And that's what I'll get into next. So here is our template for industrial and management engineering. This is something that was within the guide. You'll be very familiar with this. You and I will be working with this for the next year together. And I have students who will meet with me sometimes years later briefly, and they'll have the same template that they used, their first semester freshman year. So we get into the courses for the first year here. So we have, sorry, one second. Okay, we have Chemistry 1. We have Introduction to Engineering Analysis. We also have Engineering Processes, but if you look down here at footnote number 1, it says this may be replaced with ISYE 1100, Introduction to Industrial and Systems Engineering. And that's actually what I recommend that students do, is take that 1-credit IME course. It's a seminar style course. You're going to get to learn from different faculty members from your department about what IMEs do, the research they take part in, and things like that. So it's a good overview of the major and also a good way for you to get to know the faculty within the department. Next, you have Calculus 1, and then also there is the IHSS course that I mentioned. Now, if you already have physics experience, IEA is a good course to move into. If you do not have physics experience from high school, you're going to want to wait and take Physics 1 first. So I look at this screen here because the next thing that we want to take a look at is YACS. So what we do with YACS, YACS is a course scheduling tool that again allows students to create different schedules and kind of enter the courses that they're going to be taking to see what schedules will work out for them. So ENGR 1100, for instance, was one that we're going to take because we have physics experience. What you can do is you can select all of them at once by clicking this red bar, or you can go into specifics with faculty and course sections and things like that. So what we do here is add these courses, and YACS, the link to that is within our registration guide as well. And another way you can do it is just Google it, YACS.PI. So we have here 7 different schedules that could work. So let's see if we add Math 1010. So let's say that we want to be specific with the section that we offer, or we want Math 1010 for. And you'll see these say 0 seats right now. That's because seats are released with students registering. So because the registration hasn't started yet, the seats have not been added. So say we want Calculus section 1. What we do is add that in, and then you can see that this starts to build on for different schedules that are available. So here you can kind of decide, this is the kind of schedule that I want. I want to make sure that I have everything in the morning because I'm a morning person and things like that. You'll also see with the ISYE 1100, when I added a course, it says conflicting sections. Now this is one you will want to take. So Wednesday from 11 to 11:50, that's not going to work. So we're actually going to want to change out our math section. So it's a bit of playing around with this to make sure you get the best possible schedule and you're typing everything in correctly. So let's select all of these, for instance. So now you have 320 different schedules. That's a lot. So what you're going to want to do is, in addition to continually adding these courses, you're going to want to, you know, narrow down. All right, so it's taking a while to load, but you get the gist. The next resource that I the next resource that I recommend you take a look into is you should look into it, is the Industrial Management Engineering Registration Guide. So again, this will have a good amount of information that I've gone through today. It'll talk to you about what the hub is, how to register for courses, your major template, and things like that. There's also at the very bottom of the page, I mean, there's several videos and watch them all. But at the very bottom of the page, there's also a video that shows you how to actually go ahead and register for courses. I bring this up because we just looked at YACS and we got some of that information that's available. What we'll do here, put that here for a second, exit out of all these videos. And then what we'll do is when we selected those courses within YACS, what this did was this created CRN numbers, or course registration numbers. So here's the list of them right here, and then you can see them within each block that the course exists within. So this is what you actually use to register these 5-number or 5-digit codes. So what you do is you'll go into Student Information System. Again, the videos are within the guide for you to see here. And you actually go ahead and in the register add drop screen, you add the CRNs in that way. And then once you do that, you'll enter actually all of them all at once is the easiest way to get the schedule you want. And then once you enter them, you're able to see your schedule here. So this means everything was registered for properly. If there was a time conflict or a section closed, something like that, you'd see that below here. But this shows all the courses that you're taking, and then you're actually able to see a grid view of your courses and the dates and times will be in class within SIS here too. So at this point, I'm going to go to this very last slide here. There's no such thing as a silly question, right? So we are here to help you. It is my job to help you. And I am here, you know, throughout the summer. I am here during registration, after registration, and beyond. And I'll be working with you through your first year. So if you have any questions at this time, I know that this is a lot of information, both within this video chat here, within the guides themselves. And, you know, I'm here to help you make sense of all of it and kind of get everything together. So if you have questions, you can reach out to me via email. Everyone should have my email at this point. You can also, we can schedule a webinar, a one-on-one to kind of talk about your plans, any questions you have. We can also schedule a phone chat too, if you prefer that. So again, here's a resource to you and glad to help. So at this point, what I will do is I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat to any questions that you might have. So if you do have questions, feel free to throw them within the chat and I will kind of speak them out and answer them. One thing I will mention too is when you go to register for physics, if you're doing that for the first semester, you're actually going to want to register for 2 courses at once. So you're going to register for Physics 1100, which is Physics 1. And then during the first semester only, there's actually a physics mentoring section, and you'll want to register for both of those at the same time. So Physics 1960 is that mentoring section that you'll want to make sure that you register for. All right. So any questions, if you want to throw them in the chat, I'm just going to throw my email in the chat. Both to have something within the chat and then also if you do have questions kind of after this session too. All right, I'll give it a couple more minutes for questions if anyone has any. Okay, perfect. See here. All right, so what we can do is go ahead and conclude our session. Again, thank you so much for attending this morning. I look forward to working with you and to meeting you soon. All right.